Hey everyone, Daz here, and in this video I wanted to really reconnect with my audience, for those of you watching, and just reiterate who my ideal client is and what it exactly is that I offer you. So my ideal client is actually someone like myself. As scary as it is, I'm going to be 39 next month, and I'm what I regard as a busy working professional. So my ideal client is a busy working professional. And usually what you find with people like myself is that in order to kind of get to the point that I have done in my career, I've had to make some sacrifices along the way. And inevitably for certain people, that might mean that you've had to let your exercise and your nutrition habits somewhat, become less important. So you might have, got a little bit overweight, you might have lost a little bit of fitness, you've stopped playing some of the sports that you used to do when you were younger, all that kind of stuff. And what it is that I offer you is an opportunity to learn how to eat and train the way that you want without sabotaging results. So what that basically means is that we're trying to find a solution that works for you so that you can continue to enjoy the foods that you like and to enjoy doing some of the exercises that you like, but make sure that we kind of figure out the best way for you to do that so that you don't feel that you're having to make restrictions or modifications in your behaviors that are unsustainable. So my approach at New You Training is all about finding the ideal way for you to eat and train so that you can do that successfully and create a long-lasting, healthy, sustainable lifestyle habit. Now, a little bit about me, just very quickly. My kind of regular routine, if you will, in my 20s and my 30s was pretty much based around going to the gym, lifting weights 3 or 4 times a week. And the only real cardio that I was doing was in the form of boxing or martial arts or playing football. And what I found in the last couple of years is that I stopped doing those activities, not necessarily consciously, but at least with the football, I was picking up some kind of non-contact injuries and also some contact injuries. I just felt like I didn't want to be that guy that was going to try and use football to get fit. I've always said to people, don't play sport to get fit. You got to get fit to play sport. So I guess one of the key things that I did when I set up the company last year was I used myself as a bit of a guinea pig. And one of the key things that I did was that I changed my eating habits, and I went from eating around about 3,000 calories a day consistently. And one of the things that I did immediately was I almost outsourced my whole nutrition to a company called Muscle Food. And I bought one of their weight loss starter packs where you get all of your food delivered to you once a week, and it has 3 basic meals and 3 basic snacks. But the thing was, with that particular regime, you're getting about 1,500 calories per day. And one of the things that I reflected on when I did that myself was that it wasn't very smart for me to go from 3,000 calories to 1,500. So almost, a 50% reduction in calories overnight. And that's pretty much what I did. And one of the problems that I found with doing that was that, yes, while I was reducing my body fat percentage over a period of time, I lost a lot of lean mass quite quickly. So even now, my arms and my shoulders and my back are still areas that I could really see a noticeable reduction in my mass. So I think, if I was to kind of learn anything from that, if someone is aspiring to improve their lean body mass and do it in such a way that they don't lose all of that hard-earned muscle mass that they've maybe spent several years training for, I would definitely encourage them to supplement a kind of a muscle food type program or product with some additional calories, maybe some extra rice, some extra portions of meat, so that you can gradually reduce your calorie intake and not do it in such a steep way. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk to you about, one of the key things that I've said that I started to do is, instead of doing some of the competitive sports like martial arts and boxing and football, which were just kind of taking their toll on my body, I started to reintroduce a running regime. And as much as I'm not really a big fan of cardio running, it's something that, as long as it's kind of 20-30 minutes, I quite enjoy it. It gives me time to have my own thoughts, get my heart rate up. It's always a good way to start my day and get me ready to be alert and focused for the work that I want to do in the morning. And I guess the key thing that I'd recommend you do is get yourself a proper pair of running shoes if you are going to do any training. I've actually just bought a new pair today.